Yo! Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I am your host, Andrew Cruz. And, hey, it's 2020, baby, 2020. And where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on, YouTube, Twitch, also on Apple Podcasts, also on, oh my goodness, I am showing everything here. Okay, hold on. I might need to I'm going to put that a little bit higher. Alright, cool. Now I know what I can do with that. Alright, so, welcome back. Where you can also find Andrew Cruz and also updates of the Cruising Podcast is on, oh my goodness, at Cruising Podcast on Instagram. Also at Nicetown Finest on Twitter. And, yeah. All the rest of that cool stuff, I just wanted to come back. 2020. It's 2020. What is going on here? What is this? Okay, cool. I was just making sure. Let me see. So here's the deal. I want to tell you guys that this is going to be a completely different year for the podcast. I'm still going to do movies and TV, anime, sports, and all the rest of that cool stuff. But I want to make this way more inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to bring people in. I want to make sure to try to, I want to have at least 5 guests this year at some point. Just want to have 5 guests and just not even interviews. Just sit down and talk to people. As you guys can see, if you're looking on YouTube, I got my new little thingamajiggy right here that my younger sister Chile got for me for Christmas. I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas holiday. Hopefully you guys, didn't get too drunk or too wild, for the Christmas holidays and also for New Year's. Of course, we started New Year's off with literally a bang. We possibly looking at to me, everybody's saying World War III. I know everybody's saying this. I know it needs to be discussed, but I ain't gonna say World War III. The scary part is it just feels like the Korean War in Vietnam. That's what it feels like. Just walking into places and seeing and straight up, blowing, killing, doing very, very public assassinations. It's crazy. It's crazy because this is literally how World War I was started, with the killing of Franz Ferdinand. And just in case everybody doesn't know history real quick, Franz Ferdinand was killed by Serbian nationalists and really just sparked a war. Actually, the war was supposed to be between Austria-Hungary and Serbia, but Russia jumped in, and then Germany jumped in, and then boom, we got World War I. Like, literally, that's how World War I started. And we're at a point now that we're at really high tensions as a world, as the world, and it seems like, I just don't understand how we get here. How does it get here? And I just hope that maybe we can avoid a very huge global anything. I hope that globally we do not have as bad as World War II back in 1941 and 45. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only political thing we want to say for right now, until we get more information. I see that there's more troops being deployed too, so pray, hopefully they're all in everyone's prayers. This is getting crazy out here, and 2020 literally just started. Also, for the people that are dealing with the bushfires in Australia, please, hopefully you guys are doing okay. I hope listen, it's crazy because here in America, those type of fires happen in Cali, and we hear about them literally every single year. And to hear it happening in Australia, which is literally a desert, like almost a whole entire continent or country, right? Yeah, the whole entire country is literally almost a lot of desert, a lot of brush. So it's like it's crazy. It's weird to it's crazy to hear about that, and I really hope and pray that everyone in Australia are not too affected by these fires. All right, let's get to cool. Let's get to happy stuff now. All right, cool. Let's do this. All right, let's go. So during the Christmas holiday, I had my family was down. We all did the whole gift exchange and listened to Christmas music. My mom, my brother, and everybody made some food. Had a nice little dinner. I do have to say, the one thing I got this Christmas, some Iversons. First of all, the Iversons made me feel like I could jump out the stadium again. I almost felt 18 when I put the shoes on. I was ready to go out and ball right then and there. So I would like to thank my mother for getting me these Iversons. But I haven't hooped in them. I won't hoop in them. They are not hooping shoes yet. But yeah, it was almost a dangerous situation. Your boy felt like he got his bounce back when he got the Iversons put on. It felt like something like achievement was unlocked. Like everybody's about to get fucked in this situation. Like if I step on the court, Andrew Cruz is scoring mad buckets. Everybody's fucked. That's all I'm saying. This was going to happen. But I didn't put them on to go hoop. I just put them on to walk around, get my bearing straight. Oh man, this is a familiar feeling. Where's the basketball at? No, hold on. Can't get on the court right now with these shoes, man. So I'll definitely be investing in more Iversons in the future. Sorry, oh my goodness, my allergies are fucking with me. So, also what I got for Christmas is Stadia. Also, as a family, we got Stadia, the Google cloud service, video game service. I like it. The controller feels great. I like the controller. I ain't gonna lie to you. The controller is actually pretty cool. What I didn't like is that they kind of went from alright, so we're gonna do an Xbox controller or we're gonna do a PlayStation controller. Like the X button and the Y button is kind of weird. The A and B, it's weird to have both of them on one controller. But it's actually, you know what? Google's going, but that system, that's what I meant to say. That system, the Stadia, is going to make everyone else's cloud service, video game service, they're going to have to get their shit together quickly, because once that starts adding major titles to it, I think PlayStation and Nintendo and everybody else, they might be in trouble dealing with hold on, is it not centered? It might not be centered. Okay, there we go. So they might have trouble dealing with this type of cloud service, and with you really don't really lose a video game once it's in the cloud. I mean, it's there forever. You pay $50, you have it forever. You can't. The only problem is you can't trade it in. I mean, but then again, GameStop fuck you anyway, right up the pooper with the price gouging that they do. Really the price reduction that they do with trade-ins. We all know this. I don't even know why I'm bitching about it. But to tell you guys, the graphics are great. They actually still are really good graphics. I played Destiny 2 for the first time on there. It just felt seamless. The Google Cast, the Ultracast thing that you play it off of, fantastic. It's just you gotta connect it, but I do have to say this, that you do need to connect this shit like LAN connection to it, because you will get fucked with the internet. Like the internet would fuck you over if it's not wireless. If it's wireless, it's going to be tough to play, and sometimes the controller would lose. Well, you can't have anything really blocking the controller from the Google Cast, because it won't receive correctly. I guess is that the word I can use? It won't really receive correctly it won't receive what is going on with your movements on there sometimes. So I definitely advise anybody, definitely, with any video game, put a LAN connection on it, because it's going to make it a lot more seamless, a lot more the gameplay is going to be a lot more fluid. I guess that's the word I'm trying to look for. The fluidity of the the controller the controller and the internet was going to be great. So that's just my advice for all the gamers out there that already know what the fuck they're doing. But I just want to make sure I give them the same fucking information that they already have. That's just the way I roll. I gotta make sure you guys are good. Also, it's the start of a new year. I wanted to. I'm usually like a New Year's resolution person, but then the New Year's resolution for me normally is pretty much fucked by 12:02. So I was like, I'm not really going to do New Year's resolutions. I got goals this year. What I want to do is have more people listen to the Cruising Podcast, meaning that I'm going to start really doing a better job of promoting the podcast. I'm going to do a fantastic job. I'm going to do as much as I can to make sure it's promoted. It's especially the people that like nerds and really moviegoers and sports geeks and stuff like that. It's just, I'm going to do a lot better with that. That's really my fucking goal for this year, is to make sure that the Cruising Podcast is getting to as many ears as possible. That's what's going to happen. Yes. Just in case. And then also, I'm going to watch a lot more animes, different animes. Like, I watched Food Wars. That was by far the weirdest experience. The weirdest experience I ever had in my fucking life with just the anime in general. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I've watched hentai before. This show definitely, like, Tentacles fucking something is different from what the hell I was watching with Food Wars. Like, literally, the chick is having an orgasm while eating food. Like, literally, that's how your food is judged, is how much of an orgasm somebody will have from the food. And I was watching it, and I was just like, this is real life. Like, I'm literally watching this, and that it was weird for me. Weirdly, even more weirder, my hands were down my pants when I was watching it. I didn't know what was going on, but I felt like that's how it had. That's what I needed to do. I had to watch it, my hands down my pants. But I didn't do anything. But it's weird. It was a weird show to watch, but I enjoyed it. It was good. It was a good first episode I watched. The guy has to learn how to cook. Has to go to one of the hardest cooking academies, I guess, in Japan or in his town or whatever. And that's the way they kicked it off. That's just the way they kicked off the whole show, the whole shebang. And I guess that's how it should work. Okay, we can do that. But I definitely, like I said, I'm trying to finish Gangster right now. I think about maybe 2 more episodes left of Gangster. I know I keep fucking. I know. My bad. I've been watching that. I'm very excited to talk about that show. I'm going to talk about that next Wednesday. Well, maybe next Monday or something like that. Well, I'm going to talk about it soon. But I love Gangster. Gangster is a great anime. Also, once again, it's like 12 episodes. Also, I've been watching. I just I'm caught up, all the way caught up on My Hero Academia. Lemillion, it seems like Lemillion should have been the main fucking guy the whole time. Why has he not been the main, like, what's going on here? Like, he should have been the main character this whole time. It seemed like Deku was like, okay, Deku's there, cool. But Lemillion just seems like he was the better choice for the main character role. That's what it looked like to me. And I thought it was kind of weird for, like, just, like, literally Deku has been shown, like, in spurts for like 2 minutes, and he's playing like a support role in the whole fight. And Lemillion's the one that actually is going to save Eri. He's the one that's beating the shit out of Overhaul and his homeboy. It's just weird. It's sad that you can continue to compare and actually make and be like, literally the similarities are like mind-blowing, mind-boggling. But My Hero and One Punch Man just seems like they're going down the same path. Like One Punch Man, Saitama is like Saitama you see maybe once or twice, and he wins his fights. The only difference is that Saitama wins all his fights, and Deku practically the only fight that he really lost was Bakudo. But is Bakudo. Bakudo hit him with those hand grenades. That was it. But it was weird. It's not weird. Why am I keep saying it's weird? It's crazy to watch though. It is a crazy thing to see. Like, is he really the main character or is he not the main character? What are we working with? Like, I just need to know what I'm working with. That's all I need to know. I need to know what are we working with here. Are you gonna help me? Help me understand that, because is he going to become the main character? Because we're about 8 episodes in, and really Deku has only been a main staple in an episode. Was literally the first episode, and that was a filler. We're inside the compound. We've had an episode about Sun Eater. I think we had 2 episodes of Sun Eater. We had 1 episode. We have now already 2 episodes of Red Riot and Fat Gum, and then now we have Lemillion. Has his own episode. That's 5 episodes out of what, 8? What are we doing here? No, sorry, that's not. That's 6 episodes out of 8. We're not 8 episodes, and we can't be. It's probably a little bit more. It might be more or less. But no matter what, we only see Deku in a support role. He's not even close to Overhaul. That's what the fight I was looking for. I thought he was going to fight Overhaul. He never fought Overhaul. And Sakuragi, he just turned on Overhaul. Turned on really the Yakuza. So now the League of Villains are back. I guess they're back and stronger than ever. It just feels like Tagada should be the main character and not Deku. When we going to see him? When we going to see Deku? So I hope like soon they come out with a sweatshirt for Tagada, for Lemillion, aka Tagada. Well, Tagada, aka Lemillion. Sorry. And I would definitely want that. I want that whole 1 point. I want to see. I definitely want that in my life. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But also, what was cool is I'm on Instagram and I've been seeing like My Hero has his own Instagram page. Like somebody runs, I guess, an Instagram page that is dedicated to My Hero Academia, and literally panel by panel, it's like panel by panel in the last episode with Lemillion and versus Overhaul. It's literally like it's going with the manga, and it's pretty cool to watch. That's actually really cool to see. I love seeing cartoons and also like live action. I forgot who did it. I'm gonna remember it. I'll remember it later. But like somebody else went panel by panel. What was it? It was Walking Dead did it. That's what it was. Walking Dead when Negan killed Glenn. Now it wasn't. I think he killed somebody else instead of Abraham. But sorry, spoiler alert. It was like 6 years ago. So fuck you if you get a problem with this. But when Negan killed Glenn, it was literally panel by panel, like almost exactly what happened in the Walking Dead comics. It was amazing to see. I love seeing such shit like that because I can't draw. I'm creative, but I can't draw like that. And like if you ask me to draw that, I wouldn't be able to do it. And it's so awesome to see it. So to see panel by panel the whole fight between Lemillion and Overhaul from the manga to the TV show, it's awesome to see. I love seeing that. I love seeing that for some reason. What is going on here? I could have been doing that? What? Just found something out new about Twitch. Okay, so also I've been watching a lot of movies and TV. Been watching a lot of movies. During my week and a half absence. I watched The Irishman. Great. It was a great movie. If it was 2 hours and 30 minutes and not 3 hours. it just seemed like it was a lot of nothingness going on with the whole. Like, I like the movie. I'm a big De Niro, and I think Pesci definitely deserves an award. I wanted more Pesci in the movie than De Niro. I ain't gonna lie to you. This movie right here is, I really wanted more Pesci in it. I'm a big Joe Pesci fan. I'm a big fan of his since Goodfellas. You think I'm a fucking clown? I look like a fucking clown? Am I a clown to you? Trying to make you laugh? Like, I'm a huge fan of Joe Pesci. It was awesome to see him in a different type of dialogue. Like, he's not yelling, he's not getting angry. He was cool. He was talking. He was just, okay. He said, so, we had to do it, right? He said, we gave him every chance possible. And it seems like, and anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, there's a lot of people that are coming out and saying that, a lot of old school mafia hitmen and also, like, mafia heads saying that the story is actually, like, really, like, most of the story is not true. And if everybody doesn't know, The Irishman is about Frank Sheeran. Sorry, it's about Frank Sheeran and his exploits through his life of going through through a mob. He's an Irish dude going through a mafia family, and he was apparently the hitman for them, for Russell. It really Joe Pesci's character, who was Russell, and also was leading up to the death of John Gotti. No, sorry. Why am I saying John? I'm so sorry. Jimmy Hoffa. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I saying? I'm sorry. Sorry, Gotti family, please. Sorry, but no. About the death of Jimmy Hoffa, and really a lot of people came out and said that he's not the one that did it. Oh, okay. So who? We still don't know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. What's crazy is that I didn't know they excavated Giants Field at one point, and they found a lot of bodies underneath that field. There's a lot of bodies underneath there. But how did Jimmy Hoffa end up from New York to Detroit? Like, there's a couple instances where there has been. I love conspiracy theories, so this is the type of shit I like to read into, like the Jimmy Hoffa disappearance. Like, no man that's at the top of the totem pole really fucking, like, just disappears like that. It's kind of hard to do. He's pretty public. He was very public, and it just seemed like he got a little bit too big for his britches, and that's how this story went. It looked like that Jimmy Hoffa got a little bit too big for his britches. He's tried to stick to what he knew best. That's what you want to do. But when you're dealing with motherfuckers that are willing to kill you for that situation, maybe you should step back and be like, this is my union. Nah, you know what? Y'all can keep that shit. I don't want that. I like how my life is going. I ain't gonna fuck with y'all. It was great. I enjoyed the movie. 3 hours is a little long for me. Then again, Endgame was 3 hours, and it didn't feel like 3 hours. Like, I had to watch Irishman in different portions because at some points it was really slow. And so, like, maybe I just need to take a little break from here. Alright, to go back and watch it. Okay, cool. It wasn't bad. So, Netflix definitely has another hit in their hands with another movie. But they also got one of the biggest hits of the season. Oh yeah, you know what I'm about to talk about. Toss your coin to the Witcher, oh valleys of plenty, oh valleys of plenty, oh. Toss your coin to the Witcher, oh valleys of plenty. Yes, you know what I'm about to talk about. The Witcher, baby. Woo! Yo, I didn't know that I was gonna be excited about this show. I didn't know, first of all, didn't know it was coming out on the day it came out. So I was like, alright, we were here now, so we gotta watch it. And I watched that bad boy in literally a weekend. Like, I sat down, and I was like, I'm trying to, like, not hurt myself and binge this whole thing in one fucking night. But I almost did it. I came close to doing it, and I was like, nope, we're not going to do it. We're going to try to watch it in pieces. Whew! Man! I loved every part of the movie. I mean, every part of the show. Henry Cavill as Geralt, fantastic. You know that he studied Geralt. You can tell that he plays video games. You can tell this is something that he does in his leisure time as a hobby. Is be a nerd. It's just really nerd out. I didn't know he was so short though. In some of the movies I've seen him in, he looks a lot taller. Like, he looked a lot tall. Well, then again, you look a lot taller than Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Like, everybody looks a lot taller than Tom Cruise in comparison. But it just seemed like as Superman, he was taller. And then now I'm seeing him as The Witcher. I'm like, shit, yo, he looks really short. He's still big as shit, but like, he's really short. Like, but he played this role fantastic. I think the funniest parts of this show was I keep seeing something beeping him. I think the funniest parts of the show is when his grunts. Really, his grunts, and whenever something started to go down, fuck. Like, it was amazing. I'm a huge fan of this show. Like, the CGI could do a little bit more better, but that's it. That's the only problem I have with it. Like, the only other storyline that I do have a problem with, I love the difference in the timelines and shit. Like, I'm glad it pretty much pulled off what The Watchmen did. The Watchmen didn't really tell you a storyline. It didn't tell you Adrian Voight's storyline. We just was like, alright, I always thought he was in the present until the final episode. No, till the episode before the final episode. This show doesn't tell you about the storylines. You just followed the show. Like, Yennefer was literally almost 100 years ago. Like, the fight, like, where we're with Geralt, and when we first see him, he's about what? I think he was about 70 years, or like 13 years. I'm sorry, he's about maybe 13 years from, where Ciri is, and Ciri was kind of like, I guess, present time that we're watching. It was amazing. I love that they never told us it, and was just seamless. Oh my goodness, my ears are killing me. It was just a really seamless. They did a fantastic job with it. The only thing I wish they did was flesh out the relationship between Geralt and Yennefer. That's the only thing I really have a problem with, because you don't just go and have relations, aka sexual relations, with someone, and then all of a sudden now we have nicknames like Yen. I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, you're supposed to be the Witcher. You're supposed to not have any feelings. You're not supposed to do any of that. And all of a sudden you have feelings because you made the wish that you never like really be apart from each other for too long. And then also you're calling her Yen? Like, what the hell? Y'all, like, what? What is this? What is this shit? So the girl that played Yennefer, she played a fantastic. She did amazing. She was a great. I think, like I said, this has been everybody's favorite character is Yennefer, and I can see why. She was great. I think that The Witcher. I know everybody's trying to compare it to Game of Thrones. I don't compare it to Game of Thrones. It's not It's Game of Thrones. It's a perfect mixture of Game of Thrones and Spartacus. The violence of Spartacus, the storyline of Spartacus, and the sex of Spartacus, and then Game of Thrones, literally the storyline of the show, the lores, and the fantasy aspect of it, the magic and stuff like it's a perfect mixture of those two shows, and I like both of them. I was a huge fan of both of them. I love Spartacus. A lot of sex, a lot of violence. Great fucking show. If you haven't seen Spartacus, definitely go check that out. It's a great show. I think it's on Netflix actually too. I think it's a perfect marriage of those two shows together. Especially when he gets in the fight. Literally the first episode when he fights a whole entire village of people. Fights like, Renfri's little bodyguards. Like, he straight murks them. Like, one of the dudes, he cuts his head. Like, he already stuck his sword through the dude's neck. And then he pulls the sword over his. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch. It was, like, the most beautiful violence I've ever watched in my life. Like, that's all I can say. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. I definitely say go check out The Witcher. I think it made it better that I never read the books, and I never played the video game. I think it made it that much better. I think it made it like, oh man, whoa, this is not the fucking lore. What the fuck is this bullshit? Like Game of Thrones. Never read the Game of Thrones books. Who has? But you watch it and you're like, oh, I don't know any of these lores already. Cool. Now I'm getting to learn it when I'm seeing it and not reading it. I know people probably gonna say, well, the books are better. Books are. Look, listen. Fuck the books right now. The TV show for the 8 episodes that we got, which is another thing. We only got 8 episodes. What's up with these good shows, man? Like the great shows this year have been 9 or lower. What was it? Watchmen was 9 episodes. Mandalorian was 8 episodes. And now The Witcher's only 8 episodes. Huh. Interesting. But they're really good shows. I think, are we seeing something? Like, that's my question. Are we seeing something is it like less is better? Like, are we done with the 20 episode CW type shits? Are we done with that? Because if so, Titans could have been better. Titans last season was better than this second season. I think Doom Patrol was like 8 episodes too. Like 2019 was like, the 10 or lower TV shows were amazing. Let's just put that correlation together. 2019 had a pretty good TV year. It was a pretty good TV year for 2019 on multiple networks, not just HBO, because HBO normally has all the great shows. No. Fucking, what was it? Netflix has a great show. HBO has a great show. Stars. We're waiting on Power comes on probably midnight tomorrow. We're trying to figure out who shot Ghost. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Spoiler. I don't know who shot Ghost. That's not the spoiler. Just Ghost getting shot is the spoiler. But just in case you haven't watched it, who shot Ghost? Who shot Ghost? It's like the age old question. Who shot Cujo? I don't know. But I'm excited to see the last 5 episodes of Power. They start tomorrow. Yeah. So Starz has its own show. It seems like a really good. It's a really good TV year. It's a really good time to watch TV. Be watching TV. Be TV watchers. So I think Power hopefully gets better throughout these last 5 episodes. I hope it gets amazing through these 5 episodes. It's been a great series so far. I hope they finish it with a bang. Do better than HBO. Do better than HBO. Other than The Watchmen, HBO has sucked major balls at finishing off shows. Just putting it out there. Everybody knows this shit. Sopranos. Let's remember. So, I want to talk more about. You know what? I'm going to have a Power episode probably Tuesday, and talk about the episode that just came on. Who I think did it. If they don't reveal it that episode, if they don't reveal it that episode, then we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it on Tuesday. Also, I binge watched another show on Netflix. As everybody knows, our favorite stalker, Joe Goldberg, had got to move to California. And we got a new season of You. Yo, second season is just... I think the second season was literally better than the first season. It was better than the first season. I definitely advise, if you watch the first season of You, go watch the second season. And also, Andrew Cruz will be a fucking detective and be applying to detective school, because the big ass twist that happened, I called that shit out like 2 episodes before the 1 episode before the twist even happened. Like, I'm just making sure everybody understands I need to become a detective. Like, I understand that some of you, probably worked your whole life to become private detectives and, figure out, people's past and, try to find, who did what. Look, listen, I'm just that great at things like this. I'm amazing. I know how to judge character, and that's just the way it rolls. If you don't like it, sorry. Greatness comes with a cost. It happens. It's just happen. Look, don't hate me. hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's just what I do. I'm a detective. All right, the greatest detective, as someone might say. As you guys can see, Batman. I learned from the best, and then I applied those skills to watching you, and then boom, I got the answer that everybody probably already didn't know, was thinking about, and I was like, nah, here it is. Here you guys. Here you guys go. There you go. Cool. Yeah, that's what I do. So, yeah, definitely watch you. He's stalking a new. Whoa, he didn't really stalk this time. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna put him on the description this time around. I'll make sure to put his description for this, but spoiler alert. Joe doesn't really do that much stalking, but we also get a lot more background about Joe. Will, and Robert Lord Taylor. Why is he not in more shows or more movies and stuff? He's a fantastic actor, by the way. He's a really good actor. A.K.A. Penguin from Gotham. He's a he plays a certain role perfectly. Like, kind of, not deranged, but like kind of out there type character, I guess is the word I can say. That I don't know. But why is he not in more shit? Am I the only one that thinks this? Probably not. Hopefully not. But yeah, man, I definitely advise, if you watch the first season of You, go watch the second season. It's amazing. It's a wild roller coaster. That's all I'm gonna say to you guys. It's a roller coaster, and then some shit just like definitely is gonna blow your fucking mind. You're welcome. Okay, so that's gonna be the show for today. I know it's 36. Yeah, I got through a little while. So little programming notes. Monday I will have movies and TV. I'm gonna try to go see Rise of Skywalker. I still haven't seen that movie yet. I've seen Last Jedi. Let's just finish this out. Let's finish it out, baby. We got through 8 episodes. Through eight. Well, they are episodes, but we got through 8 movies. Let's finish it up, man. Let's finish this shit. That's all it is. So we got to get through it. Together we will prosper. But yeah. Last Jedi wasn't that great. I might be the only one that thinks that, but yeah. But yeah. So I'm gonna try to see Rise of Skywalker. If I don't, I'll have other shit. Y'all know me, man. I watch shit during the weekends. It's just weird. Also, probably one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my fucking lifetime. I'll definitely talk about that on Monday. Also, movies and TV. So, I don't know. Might talk about Power on Monday if it's not revealed what happened to Ghost. And a lot more for Monday. Wednesday, anime. It's probably another episode of My Hero coming out. I'm going to finish up Gangsta. I'm going to finish up Dr. Stone. I'm almost finished with that. I know. Look, listen. Shit happens, alright? It's me. It's on me. I will finish Dr. Stone. I finished Demon Slayer because that shit was fucking amazing. And I keep saying I'm going to start Fire Force. I will start Fire Force. And also my yearly New Year's resolution of watching One Piece, at least 2 episodes of One Piece per day. Already coming off to a rocky start of I have not watched an episode of fucking One Piece. So I need to do that part of the story too. So yeah, I got a lot to do. And video game news. If anything like big comes out for video games, I'll definitely come and talk about it. In sports, I didn't talk about sports today, but I will definitely talk about it on Friday. Especially if a certain team wins their playoff game. Just saying. Or we will be doing a funeral service. That's for the season. So that's pretty much it. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. Where you can find the Cruising Podcast once again, it's on Apple Podcasts, on Twitch, on YouTube. Also, where you can find Andrew Cruz, and also latest developments of the Cruising Podcast will be on at Cruising Podcast on Instagram, CREWSIN Podcasts. Okay, and also at Nicetown Finest on Twitter. I want to do a lot more better. I'm going to do a lot better at posting shit on Twitter. So, also just a little bit more programming notes, just in case people don't don't understand. Hey, I'm going to be talking about a lot more other shit too. Normally they're going to start off the podcast before I start talking about like movies and TV and all the rest of that cool shit. On certain days I'll talk about just general stuff. Just general stuff on Mondays. On every day. Every time I do a podcast, it's gonna be more stories for that ass. You know what I'm saying? For that ass. Yeah. For you guys. I got you guys. Ladies and gents. Yeah, got you guys for all that. So, with that, I want to thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I will catch you guys Monday for movies and TV. Deuces!